It'd be a really long nipple.
No.
If somebody's nipple looked like that stalactite coming from the top of that lava lamp, that's a really poor expression of a nipple.
It's more of a teat.
Yeah.
It is. It's kind of an udder, like you'd milk it.
Yeah, it's a teat.
Thank you for sharing that Jeff.
And visualization, yes, you bet.
Welcome back to part 2.
Yeah, so we took a little break and we enjoyed a box of Girl Scout. What were they called?
Samoas.
Those are Samoans.
Yeah. You know,
Samoans. Samoas.
I thought they were.
They put like 15 cookies in a
I thought
box.
they were from the Pacific Asia region.
Really?
The Pan region.
There's coconut in them.
Lots of coconut. Tastes
Those
good.
are my favorite ones. Favorite Girl Scout cookies are the Samoas.
Absolutely.
No,
That's the
Thin
reason why
Mints.
they only put
No.
15 in a box.
Really? Thin Mints? You
No,
know?
I like Thin Mints. I like all of them for the most part. Those are my favorite.
I like the peanut butter ones.
Peanut butter ones are good. The Thin Mints are good, but the Samoas are my favorite. Always have been.
Yeah.
I didn't buy any this year.
Samoas are number 1, peanut butter number 2.
You like the Lorna Doones?
I don't know what that is. Sounds like a sexual position.
It's from the Kama Sutra.
Lorna Doones. All
No, the
new.
Lorna Doone is it's almost like just a butter cookie or a sugar cookie or whatever. So
Oh, get out of here.
look up Lorna Doone. You don't know how to spell girl? There you go. Lorna
It was all
Doone.
girl.
I also like the I know.
What's up, girl?
You get out of town.
Lorna Lorna Doone cookie. There you
There
go.
it is.
Who's Lorna Doone?
Oh, it's like super butter cookies.
Yeah. I'm sure Girl Scouts call them something different, but
The
Well, who the
Danish-
hell is
Danish
Lorna
butter
Doone?
cookies.
Where'd that come from? Is that a person?
it came from Bulgaria.
Oh.
I have no idea where Lorna Doone came
How
from.
fascinating.
See, Pepperidge Farm has chessmen.
Jesus Christ. Can we
Right.
move on?
So anyway, I also like the lemon
This is an
ones.
awful start to part 2.
Well,
Girl
you
Scout
know,
cookies and
I,
Lorna.
I was all
Lorna
hip
Doone.
on the...
Look up Lorna Doone.
I thought it was like
Nude.
some...
All nude Lorna Doone.
I thought there was
I
a
bet
model
there is
that
one
was
out there.
like, dressed up as a Girl Scout selling cookies.
Oh, boo.
Wow.
Well, that one had a huge
Why'd it go away
merkin.
so fast?
That one had a huge merkin on it.
Okay.
What the hell was that? It's more like an arc.
Quiet. God.
There's actually
She had a
nudes.
beak coming out of her.
Stop it right now.
Oh, that's
Oh.
like stuff from the 70s.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, Girl Scout cookies.
We
on
need to put
top of that.
parental controls on this browser.
Oh, look, he's already
He's
already
deleting them.
purging his.
Yeah, he is. He's selectively going through and getting rid of anything that's.
That's funny.
I think it's more funny than he knows how to do that right off the bat.
Yeah, no
yeah.
shit. Man, it didn't take long to figure that one out, did it?
No. Teenage boys figure that out
I
pretty
wonder if
quick.
he's done that before.
Of course he has.
All right. What do we got? What are we drinking?
We are
Something with a cool
drinking.
sticker.
It's got a very cool sticker.
Yeah.
We were very attracted to the bottle when we saw it on Saturday.
Yeah, and when we first walked in, we bought this from Liquor King.
No, Friday.
And we walked in, and this was right as you walk in, and we saw the word Rebel, and we like the standard Rebel yell. And we
Oh,
have
yeah.
we have the Rebel yell.
That's a go-to.
100. And we saw that and was like, is that the same one?
It
And we picked it up, and it's the same one, and it's the Distiller's Collection, and it's a weeded, and it says Defiantly Smooth. And this one's 113 proof, and it's got some spice to it.
It packs a punch.
It's got some heat, and but it's tasty. I like it. It smells really, really good right now.
I'm thinking the longer it stays out, the more docile it is. As far as like the taste goes, at first it was kind of like, wow, that's hurting my nose, and now
Yeah,
it's smooth. Like vanilla, you can taste everything now.
yeah. Paul's lady parts are hurting. When he
I don't
drinks
know. I don't know what it is, guys. I'm not digging this bourbon. It's got a finish. It's got a finish to me that's toxic is a little too
It's got like an
strong a
oatmeal
word.
cookie finish. It's got an
Maybe.
oatmeal
It's not my
the-
favorite.
cookie
The
with
finish,
raisins.
the finish to me ruins it.
Yeah,
The,
it's
the
not
nose is great. The palate's great. The finish is I don't know.
Peanut brittle wrapped. There's got a peanut brittle oatmeal kind of finish there. I like that. But the palate is no bullshit, and this is probably the part that's getting you the peppery bite, the stinging heat that reminds you of the fiery cinnamon that is used in Asian cooking.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's it's just pretty specific cinnamon.
Yeah, a bit of acetone comes through and mingles with the burnt caramel. It's a raw and untamed, and there's not much sweetness, is there?
No.
You just said it was sweet downstairs.
Well, it is afterwards.
Read that
That's
sentence
the
again.
palate. That's the palate.
A bit of acetone comes through and mingles with burnt caramel.
Yeah,
It's raw and untamed, and there's not much sweetness. That doesn't sound That doesn't sound. Like
this guy that
he
reviewed
scored
it did not like
3.8 out of
this.
10.
a 3.8 out of 10. Yeah, it's not. It's not winning this guy over. So
Yeah, he apparently didn't like it. Again, this is a barrel, single barrel. So ours is different than what he had, and it's not bad. It is very spicy. But I'm almost tempted to buy another one
And store it?
and store it.
Wow, till you're 80?
Yeah, and sell it for $10,000.
to finish it out, right? Then he says the finish. The finish may be the best part of this dram, if only because it's missing the astringency of the nose and the acetone of the palate.
Yeah, this guy did not care.
Oh, this guy does not like it at all.
Again, this was
That's
last
harsh,
year.
man. That's
this was
harsh.
last year, and I don't get all of that in this. I mean, it's a powerful bourbon. I'll give it that. It's very peppery, but I don't know if I
You know what?
I don't like it.
That's rude.
what.
You know, someone goes through all the
this
trouble
work, yeah.
to put in a fantastic bourbon,
It's offensive.
and you get some jackass that just rips it up one side and down another. You know, at least he could have came up with some positive attributes to it and says, you know what, it's got this, this, and this, but, you know, it just wasn't for me.
I guess.
I don't taste it. Well, that's what you did. You don't like it.
I don't like it. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. So
Well-
anyway, the reason I'm going to buy one of these is this is something from Lux Row, the distiller Lux Row, and what they made this Rebel from, and what they make from their Rebel Yell bourbons, is they buy their whatever you want to call it, distillate or juice or bourbon or whatever from Heaven's Hill
Sour mash.
Distillery. No, I think it's the actual juice, and then they age it and stuff.
Right.
So they buy it from Heaven's Hill, who makes Evan Williams, Elijah Craig, Henry
Instead
McKenna.
of MGP, multi-grains products.
Henry McKenna. Yeah, Heaven's Hill makes their own.
Right.
So they make all these other big brands. They make Larceny, which is another wheated. And it's probably the same stuff that Larceny's made out of. And so what they do is then they they age it and stuff like that at their place, and then they bottle it.
Right.
So what's happened is MGP just bought Lux Row, from what I understand. And, of course, what that means is they're not going to buy from Heaven's Hill anymore because they have their own, right?
Right.
They're a massive supplier of distillery.
Yeah, but how can you mess with the recipe like that?
They're going to completely change it up. So what's going to happen are all the current ones are going to be Heaven's Hill. So when all of these are gone, there aren't going to
They're
be
gone
any more.
forever.
They're gone forever.
So if you were a huge Heaven Hill distillery
Rebel
fan,
in
you're
5 years,
you're screwed.
yeah, in 5 years, 10 years, someone puts this on the market, you're like, I want it.
How long is that aged? Probably 3 to 5 years.
I don't know if it says on here. I don't think there's an age statement. It says barrel filled November 2nd, 2016. So 5 years about.
Okay.
4 years, 5 years.
That's respectable.
So that's what I said. If you buy it, then you just stick it in your safe somewhere and forget about it. And then, but you got to have the mechanism put the effort to sell it, right?
Amazon Marketplace.
There you go. One bottle.
One bottle. One bottle for $1.2 million.
Yeah. So, it's good. It's hot. It's spicy. I like it better than you do. It's not my favorite, but it's good. I like it.
I'm going to finish it. It's not like I'm not going to drink it.
So you're 0 for 2.
I'm 0 for 2 tonight.
You didn't like the You didn't like the High West?
I don't want to say I didn't like it.
You didn't like High West, or you didn't like this?
No,
either.
the double rye, right? So there's just been other bourbons that we have tried that are better, in my opinion, than both of these, right? So anyway, I mean, it's not it's not like I'm spitting it out, but it's not the best one we tried. So.
And this was actually hand selected by Liquor King. So the buyers who buy for Liquor King
Right.
went and sampled multiple barrels and says we want that barrel specifically for Liquor King.
Really?
Yes.
Well, they chose poorly.
Hand selected by Liquor King. Or did they? What did the other ones taste like?
I don't know. Maybe they got the best of it.
Right. So when we really get into this, we could go to a place and pick our own barrel.
Well,
and then we get it, and then we get it for free because we've got 1.2 million
listeners,
subscribers.
Because we are dudes like us. But then you spend like $12,000 on the barrel, and it's ours. We just put a tap on it and drink on that for a week.
I tell you what, and we'll try this, and we'll.
Well, Google has the reviews put on this. They've got like 7,000 reviews, and on a scale of 1 to 5 stars, it's rated a 4.3.
That's what I mean. This guy didn't like it apparently.
Yeah, so they're saying. I mean, I don't taste this, but I mean, I do. They're saying a sweet butterscotch nose, vanilla on the palate, and a slight burn on the finish. Slight,
it's more than slight.
Yeah, it
gives you a pretty good hug on the chest.
It's basically blowtorch.
Blowtorch in your esophagus.
Yes.
Yeah, well, they said that when they went back and they bought like 2 or 3 more bottles. I don't know how true that. How much was this?
It's like $40.
Yeah,
that's a great purchase, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
was
was
a purchase for $40. And I bet you're right. And I'm almost wondering, is it and we gotta ask somebody, is it because this has been my question, should we open the bottle, let it breathe, and then close it?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, we've heard different.
Well, they said, this is below the shoulder, so we'll let it sit for a few months, and we'll come back to it, see what happens.
Okay.
Totally changed the dynamic of it.
And the next time we break it open, I'm totally willing to try it again. I'm in. Count me in.
No.
What, I've been voted off the island? What the hell?
Not well, you didn't like it.
I'm allowed to have an opinion, bro.
No.
Wow. Wow, this show got very liberal.
All right, fine.
If I'm not towing the company line, or
chill out, Pelosi.
All
right, move on.
Or the group think.
She's going to retire, didn't you say, Sean?
Who?
That's what the buzz is, that she's retiring after this year.
Who is?
Pelosi. And here's the reason why she's going to retire. You know what? I think they forecast this stuff. I mean, I think they knew that Biden was going to get a president. I knew that's why they came up with that amendment for the 25th Amendment. And what did they do, anyways?
That's where you declare the president incompetent.
Yeah, no, that was always
specifically. What were they? They were making some adjustments, though.
No,
clarifying a few things.
No, it was always there. Right?
Yep.
It's an existing amendment.
Yeah, it's always there.
And they were simply getting legal
advice. I think
legal advice on like how they could apply it.
What would it take?
So people
apply?
thought, because Trump was still in office when they were seeking this legal advice.
But it's like it was at the end of his
yes,
term,
at the very end. But it wasn't for Trump.
But my point about this is that it's very calculated. So, if they're saying that she's going to quit, then something tells me that there's a reason why she's going to quit. And it's like you guys said, she doesn't want to be part of the majority. And they already know that she's going to lose her job in 2022.
That's right.
When the tides turn.
They know they're going to lose the House and the Senate in 2022. Yeah. So they're trying to force as much shit as they can down the America's throats.
And I think what's happening.
They're going to get it.
Well, not all of it, because in the Senate, just because it passes the House.
Mitch McConnell, it's like just letting everything.
Well, Mitch
that's
McConnell.
the most. He's such a doofus, man.
Well, I think there's 2 or 3 Dems on the Senate side that are kind of roadblocking.
They are
things.
They're not. They're not sure it's good for America, and they're not sure it's good for their constituents.
Yeah, Manchin and the lady Sinema or whatever her name is. So I think Pelosi.
I applaud them. I mean, you're supposed to look out for your constituents first. That's why you are there.
Yeah.
If you were voted in as a senator from Nevada or Maine or Vermont or Oregon, you are there to represent the constituents of your state. That's it. That was the whole point of structuring the government that way.
I know.
It's not toe the line. Pelosi says we all vote this way, you vote this way. No, that's not the way it's supposed to work.
I know.
No one's supposed to give a shit what Pelosi thinks about with California cramming shit down little tiny Maine's throat.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. Is they're applying California bullshit
To the entire
everything.
country. Yeah, exactly right.
Is what they're trying to do.
Yep.
And I think Pelosi sees the right. I think she barely won Speaker this time.
Yeah.
And I think
It was contested.
And I think she's even sees, even if they win next year, she's not going to win. And she's not going to be number 2 or number 3 in the House.
Oh, no. Too much pride.
Yeah.
She's going to go out on top.
Yeah, I'm going to go out a winner.
Oh, a big winner.
Whatever. She
Yeah.
sucks.
Go get your haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah,
During a lockdown.
I wonder if she still gets her haircut there.
I doubt it.
I don't know.
Because that hairdresser
She went out of business.
kind of threw her out of under the
She
bus.
got death threats.
Yeah,
and
she
had to close her business
she
down.
lost her
really?
business. Yeah.
Because she released that video.
Yeah. Yep.
But by the libs of the city saying we're going to ruin you.
Yep.
That is such bullshit.
Yep. I think that's how it went down.
That has zero to do with her skill or her customer service or anything like that. Just the fact that she did that, we're going to put you out of business. Just like they do for these other restaurants.
And bakeries.
And yeah, that people across the country are saying these are the worst bakery they've never been.
Right.
You know? And
knowing that they're Christian bakeries and knowing that they are against and it's against their religion to support same-sex marriages, they come to that bakery for that purpose.
to press the issue so they can sue them.
They can find so many bakeries.
But
They can find so many bakeries that to make them a cake.
I still don't think that. I mean, I don't care. Everyone has their own. They can do whatever they want if they're Christians and they want to
Right.
get into the baking business. But who cares? Make the fucking cake.
Because it's against their religion.
Make the fucking cake.
No.
It's not against their religion
Yes,
to
it
make
is.
a fucking cake.
Yes, it is.
You know what? And that's not God would want. That's what God would not want. He
All
would
right.
want you to make that cake for the celebration of two people loving each other.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Not in Christianity.
I disagree.
No, not in some of the, they do not endorse same-sex marriage.
But that's okay. You don't have to endorse it.
You're doing that by making a cake is what they're saying.
Look, man.
And it's their business. They can do what they want.
That's exactly
here's
right.
the
It's
thing.
their business.
It is their business, but they're full of shit. Okay?
I disagree.
Okay, thank you. But they're full of shit. And the thing is that we're all full of shit. Because we all don't want to pollute the planet, but yet we're driving fossil fuel cars.
Right.
Okay? Shut the fuck up.
Right.
We're all fucking up across the board. You gotta chew and swallow your sin one bite at a time. Because you're sinning no matter what.
Okay.
So it's a matter of an acceptable sin. To me, that's an acceptable sin. When you're standing at the podium and you're entering through heaven's gate,
right.
you think God's going to sit there and look at you like, you piece of shit, cock-sucking, butt-fucking motherfucker, you made a birthday cake. Or you made a wedding cake for two gay peoples. Fuck that. He's not going to say shit about that. He doesn't give a fuck about a cake. Come on. The fuck out of here. Seriously. Make the fucking cake.
Nah, I disagree. I mean, if they're a Christian bakery, right? If they're a Christian bakery and they're celebrating Christian, and they make the point
All right.
of their business supporting Christian marriages, they can't support it.
Wow.
But here's what bothers me. So, why would a same-sex couple who knows that they're a Christian bakery, why would they go insist that they make them a cake for any purpose other than being evil?
So here's
They're
where
evil.
Here,
They're trying to drive them out of business.
absolutely.
They're trying
But
to.
there's
evil.
always a way around it. So that Christian bakery didn't have to say shit. All they had to say is, you know what, we're not going to make your fucking cake.
That's what
But
they
you know
did.
what we're going to do? We're going to subcontract it. And just subcontract it. And just say, hey, guess what? Your cake will be ready.
And those people don't know the
And
difference.
we'll have it delivered. and just make money off of them.
Well, some people
And
are, some people are
Yeah.
more into the religious belief than you are, so they follow what was taught them.
And they very strongly believe
Yeah,
it.
they strongly believe in it.
Well,
And there's
I-
nothing wrong
And
with that.
and we can't shit all over religious rights.
It's
we
not a
can't.
matter of shitting on them. It's a matter of waking up. You know,
To go woke,
dude.
What does that mean?
Well, look, there's
waking up to
If you
what?
don't
there are
want to
some
do
religions
something,
out there like that don't allow women to fucking vote. They're that fucking still walk around with burqas on. I mean, are we going to say that's okay?
It's religious freedom, right? So they
Is
do
it?
walk around that way. Sure, it is.
So are we going to allow Sharia law?
Well, that's different.
Oh,
Law is different than asking a private company to do something that is against the religious belief.
yeah, I stepped over the line with Sharia law, but I get it. Even I can't beat that.
no,
No.
I just, I'm a huge believer in individual freedom, religious freedom. I don't want the government telling me what I can or can't do about anything. I mean, granted, I'm not breaking the law, right? But I mean, I just
Yeah, but still, even if your religion you're highly religious, you can't deny the fact that there's homosexuals out there.
okay.
Okay, you can't. It just seems ethically wrong to deny somebody a celebratory token. That I mean those people that willingly went to the bakery knowing that there's going to be an issue with it. Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
It's evil.
But on
And by the way, that's all of them.
But that's just what do you mean?
So
All
this is-
gay people are evil?
No, all the gay people that go to that bakery knowing that they are vehemently opposed to making any same-sex marriage cakes, and they tout themselves as a Christian baker. Every single gay couple that goes there asking for a cake is evil.
So this would be like going into an Indian restaurant and demanding a hamburger or a steak, and then suing them because they would not serve you that.
Right.
Well, do they serve hamburger there?
No, the cow is a religious.
It's not a good one. But
No,
I
actually,
get
that
little
is a
bit.
good one.
Why is not?
Let's
not
say
a
it's
good
a
one?
veggie-only Indian restaurant, and you go in there and ask for
No,
meat.
That's different. I
No,
mean,
it's not.
how's it different?
The
because
cow
they,
is a
they
real.
don't have they don't have cow there.
They don't have gay cakes at this other place.
That's right.
What's a gay cake? Is it a donut?
Well, no, you know what I mean. They don't
yes,
have.
I would like the gay.
They don't
cake
have the groom
number
and groom
13.
figurines. They don't have the bride and bride figurines.
All right.
They don't serve that. They don't make
well,
that.
okay. With that point taken, I understand. I mean, that means, hey man, you want your cake, you get your cake. I don't care what kind of cake it is. Look, you want a gay cake? You want to make fucking rainbows on it, or are you just saying the thing at the top is a guy and a guy? Because you can go anywhere and go get a guy and a guy. So just get the cake from there and just say, hey, look, we're not going to give you a gay cake, but we're going to give you a cake.
We're not talking about the little statues at the top of it.
They go to Kroger and get a cake.
We
You can
we
get a-
accessorize plain cakes. Bring them here.
Take your Christian cake here, and yeah, you can open up a second business right next door.
Right next door.
And I'm going to take the Christian cake, and I'm
which
going
is which is amazing.
and then I'm going to sell it to all these gay. I think that's a fantastic idea.
All right.
Problem solved.
So real quick, real quick.
It's not a
I just got some texts from my Mexican team. They just had a huge earthquake down there
Whoa.
in Mexico City.
Really?
7.1.
Wow, that's significant.
Well, and
Yeah.
it's even worse in Mexico City because of its geography.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
So-
in a bowl, and it goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and just gets worse.
Yeah.
So what are they saying?
He says that everyone's checked in except for one person, but it was a big one, and he said to look for videos online. There were very weird lights in the sky.
Yeah, that does happen.
So a magnitude is 7.0 earthquake, at 8:47, which is about 45 minutes ago.
oh shit!
7 miles from Acapulco.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Felt in Mexico City.
Oh yeah.
How close to Mexico City?
Well, they're in the out. Well, Mexico City's tremendously large,
Right.
and everyone's scattered because we're all remote right now, right? So
Right.
that's why I need everyone to check in to make sure everyone's all right.
Oh man, that's
We've heard from
scary.
everyone but one person so far yet.
Have
I
you
don't-
guys ever been in an earthquake before?
I've never been in an
I
earthquake.
have. There's one time I was in Cincinnati. I was laying there on the sofa,
Producer.
and things started to, which is weird. You don't think of earthquakes in Cincinnati, but
Mexico
No, you
City
don't.
they
earthquake.
happen. And you just kind of it wasn't big or anything like that, but
Right.
it was just weird. Right, nothing fell off the shelves or anything like that. Thing just kind of swayed a little bit,
Yeah.
really fast, and that was it.
Yeah.
So that was my experience with it.
Yeah.
But-
I was in a big one in Tokyo in 1978 or 77. It's scary, and it comes in waves.
Well, that's the thing. It's the aftershocks that are sometimes the worst part because your buildings have cracked and everything. Maybe they haven't fallen yet. Now,
Right.
now the aftershock comes and it finishes it.
Well, now Tokyo's amazing in that they design their buildings to shake in sections.
Well, that's what Mexico City does as well.
Yep. Yep. And so that's what our building was like. I was on the 10th floor of a 10-story building. That was where our apartment was. And it's a freaky thing, man, when you're experiencing the swaying, and then and the thing is, you don't know how big it's going to get. It always starts out slow. You know what I mean? When it
Right.
starts, it always starts out slow. Those initial waves that are coming at you. So then you're on edge, right? You're on alert.
You're like, how big's it going to be?
And it gets bigger, and it gets bigger, and it gets bigger, and then like you start to like get towards the exits, and it was crazy.
I mean, you see some of those videos like in Japan or China, wherever they are, where excuse me, where they're sitting. There's an office camera, and they're at their desk, and then all of a sudden, shit just starts flying everywhere.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what the hell? And you're rolling to the left or rolling to the right, and
It literally is a wave. It's a wave.
Yeah, the buildings do that
it's
now.
crazy.
The buildings wave
I mean,
like
that's
this
what's
now.
happening. An earthquake is a shock wave sent through the ground that is
You know
making
what's
the
even more
making it-
amazing? The technology, not just the ancient technology of some of those Asian buildings, the old school ones, where they have they've got that rod that goes down the center of the building, and it offsets when the building's going back and forth. It offsets
right.
the centrifugal force. Is that what it is?
No, that's
Centrifugal, that's round and
that's
round.
round and
Yeah.
around.
Something like when the building's going one way, it forces that rod to go the opposite way, which causes the building until it settles
To
back.
stabilize it.
Yeah. Well, it's just amazing that
Amazing.
you know
Right.
that they figured that shit out, thousands of years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm hoping everything is good.
Yeah, that's
down
scary, man.
there. I don't know
See if there's
about
any images over there, Mexico City or Mexico earthquake.
Mexico City earthquake. He said there's videos out there. I don't know if they've made it up this way yet. Go to Google and
Google.
not 85. That was the bad one, 85. Go to videos, see if there's any videos, any vidges.
So it was sourced from closer to Acapulco.
2017. Yeah, those are all old.
Nothing's come out yet.
Nothing's come out yet. So I guess down there, there's
That's 14 minutes ago.
7.4.
Wow.
So it's bigger.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Rocks the coast.
So Acapulco
It's on the Pacific coast.
is a depth of 12.6 kilometers. So I don't know what that translates to miles, but the point is that it's at
Well, 10K
it's at-
is 6.2 miles.
so 12.6
About 7
kilometers.
miles.
So Mexico City is tremendously higher than that.
It's at over 7,000 feet,
So
which is a mile and something up.
crazy. Well,
I hope it's not like widespread crazy damage. We'll have to
Well,
wait
then you
and
always
see.
have to, especially when it happens on the coast like that, you worry about
Tsunamis.
tsunamis like
exactly. Yeah.
across the ocean,
Yep.
right?
On
is
the other
where,
side.
where it may hit because it'll just build those shock waves. So
Yep.
anyway, that was I've never gotten one this late, but during the day I'll get an IM. We're having an earthquake. We're going to disappear for a little bit because they do their protocol, right?
Oh yeah.
Especially if they're in the office,
Do you want to head out into the streets?
right? So I'll get an IM and I don't hear anything. I'm like, what's going on? What's happening? What's going on? And 20 minutes later, I'll find out we're okay, or it was a minor one, or it was a big one, and we're down, or whatever the scenario is, right? But it's
Yeah.
happened probably 4 or 5 times in the last several years.
Yeah.
There's prevention, protection, mitigation of all the
Yeah, when I go down there, especially the first time, it was kind of strange because when you get in these hotels, there are a lot of high rises in Mexico City is what it is. And these hotels are, 15, 20 stories.
Yeah.
And when you get in, there's instead of the fire escape, there's the earthquake escape signs,
Okay.
and they'll give you directions, and they'll be in Spanish, then they'll be in English. And
That's interesting. I never seen that. So, what are the earthquake signs? What do you do?
you go down. You don't take the elevator, obviously,
Right.
right? It's I can't remember what it was. I don't know if you exit the building or what, but there's some specific directions. Says you do this, this, and this.
Yeah, it's a 500-foot pole that you jump on, kind of like a fire pole,
Like a fire pole,
and it goes straight down to the lobby.
and then it starts winging like this.
Nice.
Yeah.
Then it flings you across the.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a ride.
Wow.
No,
Wow,
so
that's
yeah, so that was
That's
interesting.
extreme.
So that was interesting. I saw that the first time I went down there, I don't know, 10 years ago, and you don't see that.
I
up
still
here.
don't understand. So, in the event of an earthquake, we want you to do this. And so, what are they saying? Go down the stairs?
Yeah, it's stairs.
I can't remember.
It's got to be stairs.
Yeah.
What else is it going to be? Like a big slide?
Pull up earthquake warning. I'm sure they have them in San Francisco and places that are prone to earthquakes.
Right. But they're just staircases. I mean, I can't imagine there'll be anything else.
Well, natural disasters are crazy. I mean, tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes. I mean, it's just, you were mentioning that there was some horrific stuff from this past hurricane in New Orleans.
It's bad.
I didn't really hear a whole lot.
Yeah, they didn't cover a lot. I mean, they did the whole, when it made landfall, they were like, everybody's holding their breath, waiting to see, if there's a massive flooding and all that kind of stuff. And then it seems like the news just kind of
forgot about it.
Yeah, they
but
just
I think it's destroyed down there, though.
It's destroyed. It's completely destroyed down there.
Are they tired of covering these things?
I don't know. I mean,
are they not getting the views that they used to?
It's weird.
And then it went inland, and then it headed over to Philadelphia and New York, and it dropped record amounts of rainfall, and there was like flooding all over the place, and they jumped all over that footage.
I tell you, it's because of the people who live there.
Is it?
I guarantee it.
They don't give a shit about the people in Louisiana?
No, because they're a bunch of backward swamp people. That's what they think.
That's what they
think. A bunch of Southerners who gives a shit.
Well,
but us
I've
New
looked
Yorkers,
at- Have you looked at a
Yes.
map of New Orleans in that region, the Lafayette?
we're
and-
flyover country.
Dude, it's total swamp. I mean, you can you can get, if you have one of those little boats with a little fan on the back, you can get anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, a huge region.
Right.
And plus, just to think that, because of my job, I kind of scrolled in on some of the satellite imaging, and I wanted to see like the dikes holding up all the water and stuff.
The
Yeah.
what?
These women are
Really thick women.
holding on. It's kind of like, why the
Short-haired.
fuck are you living there?
Right.
That's the thing. You
It was
live
a
in.
we idea to build it under sea level anyway,
Yeah.
but that was a French idea.
I'm just
The
like,
French.
Some French engineers like, oh, we can make this work for you.
well, you know what?
Waka.
In
That sounded
their
Chinese or
No, that was
Japanese.
French.
I don't, was it
French.
French? I'm sure it was some sort. I mean, because they can have like the God bless it, like in Italy, how they
Louisiana
have
Purchase.
A leaning tower pizza.
the canals in Italy. Because when the water gets high in Italy, the water comes in and it comes
Venice.
out. Florence,
Venice.
Venice.
yeah.
Aren't they in Venice? Isn't that where the canals are? The Venice.
Greece?
Yes.
Though the canals are in Florence.
No.
I don't know.
They're in Venice.
I think it's in Venice.
I'm going to say Florence.
I'm going to say Venice.
Okay.
I think we're both
Florence
right,
is-
but I'm
my
mostly
money's on Venice.
Florence is the home of a lot of artists back in the day, like
Yeah.
Michelangelo and
Yeah. Canals. Already we're on it. There it is. We win.
Canals.
Well, I'm not saying that the Venice doesn't have canals, but I've
They're
actually been to the Florence canals and
They're
Venice.
canals.
Well, these are
canals.
the Venice canals.
Venetian.
Venetian
But
canals.
okay,
Veni-
set this aside. But I'm
Venice
talking about the waterways.
Canals.
So I mean, outside the
Cankle.
canal-esque area of Italy, the next one up would be like I could compare the New Orleans, Louisiana area is like Greece because it's just a scattered
I don't
a
think
bunch
Greece
of
has
islands.
swamps, do they?
No,
No,
but
Greece
it-
is a bunch of islands, right?
No, but there's a lot of there's a lot of the waters. There's a lot of small little tiny little islands. I mean, it's just
That doesn't look like New Orleans to me.
this shot here that you
that's
see,
beautiful.
That
isn't
looks
it?
nothing like Louisiana.
I'm going to Greece.
the,
Yeah.
the shot, the shot. Have you seen what this really looks like when these cruise ships hit?
It looks like shit.
Oh, there's thousands of people trying to
People.
get that shot. So
Yes.
thousands. It's not like this where it's empty.
Right. You have to
It's-
go when there's no cruise ship.
Yeah. So when like 3 or 4 cruise ships will land at once, and all the steps are full, everything. It's ridiculous. I'm like, this would be terrible because you're expecting this,
That makes it not fun.
and you're fighting Disney
Open up
crowds.
a Google map and just kind of stare down on it. That's kind of what I'm getting at with the islands, And that's not even going to show a nice rendition. But, anyways, is that really
None of that looks like Louisiana. to me.
Scroll out.
Are
a
those
little bit.
canals?
Scroll out. Out. Not over. Out. There you go.
Canals.
They're canals.
Canals. I'm
Yes.
sorry. Venice canals.
Connells.
Then you have Sicily, right?
There's Athens.
I thought it was Sicily.
Crete.
Can we, before we show too much more world geography ignorance here, can we move on? Canals.
Canals.
There's the Venice canals.
We're from Texas.
Well, there's a whole bunch of water over there.
Shit. Can I catch me a
Okay,
large
can we
mouth
move
bass?
on?
Greece is beautiful.
Of course it's
No, of
beautiful.
course
That's
it
the
is.
Adriatic.
Or is that the agency?
I don't know. It's either Aegean or Adriatic.
Look at that Google dude. He's got a backpack.
Oh, what are we doing?
Look at the Google map. We're scrolling down the street
Yeah,
in
I can
Greece.
see that.
We're on
Crazy.
the Kalamaki Beach Hotel.
Sounds like Hawaii.
Anyway,
Well, so the
What if there are any sharks in there?
2 or 3.
Some great white, or maybe some
I
orcas.
don't know.
Tons of orcas.
I remember we went to I went to the Mediterranean while we were living in Germany. We took a vacation to Italy. We hit the Mediterranean, and I remember in low tide like that, you could look out into the ocean, producer. I mean, you could literally walk all the way out past that boat and still be at waist high.
Oh, that's crazy.
What if it's a nude beach?
It is an all nude beach.
Yeah, that's dude's nude right there. Look
Yeah,
at that.
zoom in on that nude dude.
Look at he's not only to the left.
Well, that's not really a beach. That's basically rocks.
See right there, his pants are off. He's anal. Getting
Okay,
a suntan.
wow,
He's getting a
easy.
suntan on his anus.
No, he's not. Oh, they call that sun bleaching.
Yeah, well, no, actually, they say that's revitalizing. It's supposed to do something to your inner core.
It is
To bleach your asshole?
Yeah, that's what I
in the
hear.
sun.
Yeah, expose your sun to your anus to the sun. It's supposed to.
Is there a correct position to do that?
Yes.
Well, yeah, you
but
gotta-
in the air.
Yeah, well, he's almost doing it. He's
Like
got.
red eye in the sun?
I think they call it stink eyeing.
Okay. Okay. Listen, I'm not feeling so good, guys. I'll see you guys later.
Is that bourbon getting to you?
Yeah, I think so. Could have been the stink eye comment.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's you, matey.
Anyway, that looks
All right.
nice. I'd go there. There's a little restaurant there. Get a couple. Get some clams.
What are those dudes selling?
Stop
All right,
the
so
madness.
The
We're
producer
on
is like
Google
walking
Street
down the
View.
street using the Google Maps, and there's like these dudes and hobos, and they're just,
Is he selling like Rolexes or something?
what are you selling there, dude? He's got a backpack on. Hey, how you doing?
Yo.
You got a cannoli?
Got some trash. Got some water bottles.
All right. So the earthquake in Mexico City. I can't wait to hear more about that. But
Yeah,
hope
so
everyone's safe.
I'll
down there.
probably I'll get an update tomorrow.
Yep. Prevention, protection, mitigation. Make sure you prepared. Oh, look at that little girl. I've never been to Greece though.
I have.
Oh,
Yep.
Mr. Bragger,
I'm a snob.
that umbrella.
I've seen the Acropolis, the Parthenon,
Architeuthis?
Architeuthis.
Did it come out of the water?
It did.
Did you
Yes.
tattoo your name on his beak?
No.
Did you ever see that movie Orca?
Yeah, I think so.
It kind of came out at the same time Jaws did, I think, to try to capitalize on that.
Orca. Is that dolphins?
No, it's killer whales.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of exciting movies that are coming out soon, Matrix 4.
When's that
I
coming out?
thought I got a glimpse of that somewhere.
That's the original cast.
Is Mr. Anderson that guy?
Wait. Is it the original cast?
Oh,
Well, Keanu Reeves,
they're all
right,
alive. I
He's
think.
definitely in it.
is Morpheus, the black dude Lawrence Fishburne. Is he in it?
I don't know. I said that, and now I'm backtracking a little
An
bit.
agent.
I don't know if
Gosh,
it's
who's the agent's name? Cooper? Is that his name?
Smith.
Agent
Smith.
Agent Smith.
Yeah.
Didn't he get destroyed?
Well, but he's
but he's digital.
And didn't
he's like a non-fungible token.
he's an NFT. Is the chick in it? Because she died.
She died. Yeah, we can't have her in there.
That's too bad.
Trinity. You're talking about Trinity.
Yeah, Trinity. Carrie Ann Moss.
Yeah, she was able to rock that leather suit.
Dude, she was totally rocking it.
Yeah, I liked it.
Oh, she is in it. How about that?
She is?
Now, Agent Smith is Hugo Weaving.
There it is. Matrix 4 cast. Keanu Reeves. Trinity's in there. Oh, Priyanka Chopra's in it.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who that is?
No. Why would I know who that is?
Oh, you do. She married one of those brothers, Jonas.
Like I follow the Jonas Brothers.
Of course you do.
I'm like, who is Jonas?
Of course you do. Be quiet. She's beautiful.
I'm not saying she's
Well,
not.
was she on a Netflix
I
very
don't know.
sexual show? Oh, well, I got my brain
Oh,
stupid.
you talking about Guantanamo Bay?
No.
She's really pretty. Okay, anyway.
Still poopy,
Can you
though.
go back to find out who the rest of the cast is?
Yeah, so it's you remember the guy Cypher, the guy that he kind of
Neil Patrick Harris.
he went against everybody, and he went to Agent Smith. It was kind of like, well, I'm going to go ahead and get them to get over here. He was the piece of shit guy. Agent Smith. See if there's a picture of him. I'm not Agent Smith, but Cypher. He was Joe Pantalone. Pantoliano.
Cypher's the one that totally
Yeah, he
backstabbed him.
He backstabbed him and kills, and
he's like, I know the steak isn't real, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He died.
Yeah,
He died.
Yeah, he got I don't know what they did to him, but yeah, he died.
No, he wanted to go back into the Matrix.
Well, Cypher, and he killed Tank. Well, he thought he killed Tank.
Well, he didn't make it.
I don't see Agent Smith in there, guys.
He was also in Lord of the Rings.
And Morpheus is somebody different now.
He's younger.
Yeah.
It's Yaha Abdul Mateen.
You know who Christina Ricci is?
She was Wednesday on the Munsters,
Yes.
the remake.
You're right.
She was also in Black Snake Moan,
The
I'm
hell?
so glad you came up with that.
where she was
Hold
strapped to a chair.
Hold
while-
on. Hold on. Go slowly.
What?
What? Is that your fetish?
No, I heard Black Snake moan. She was tied to a chair.
Yeah, and she was scantily clad. From what I never watched it, but I saw the previews for it.
That might be.
I think. Gosh, who's the black guy who's cussing all the time? What's his name? He was
Kevin Hart.
Richard Pryor.
He was in Marvel. He was.
Oh.
All right, motherfucker.
The guy in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, what's his name?
Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson.
I think he's in it with her,
Really?
but I'm not sure. Anyway, I have no idea what the movie's about. I just remember seeing the previews for it, and she was.
Anyway,
And this was shortly after Wednesday, so it was kind of like a shock, right? Oh,
Right.
she's making this movie, kind of thing.
Right. I'm super excited about that movie. The other one I'm excited about, which I thought they've been talking about forever, and I wondered if I missed it, was Top Gun 2.
That comes out in the Christmas time, I think.
Okay. I'm excited about that one. And
Well-
this is what's cool. You know how Val Kilmer's had a rough time? Like,
oh yeah, he has throat.
Yeah, throat
something.
cancer. He looks awful. He sounds awful. And Tom Cruise said,
they gonna let me play on the Top Gun too?
That was my impersonation. of
yeah,
Val Kilmer.
that's it. Yeah, nice. Thanks.
Hey Tom, thank you.
And so Tom Cruise said,
My severance check.
we do this with him or we don't do it.
Well, here's a big part of the first one.
You know, I got to hand it to Tom.
That's awesome.
I think he's a complete jackass, and
but how do you know?
No, hold on. Let me finish my thought. He is a jackass.
I don't think you know that.
I think he was a jackass.
I think you're basing it on when he jumped on the couch because he was in love.
That's one.
That's so
but-
stupid.
Okay, well, Scientology, and I'm gonna leave it there. All right.
All right.
So that's all based on I'll just take Scientology, the only thing. But you know what? It's little moments like that.
Yeah.
That kind of sway me to think, all right, I think I'll start watching some of his stuff. You know, and
I
maybe he learned.
I love his movies.
And maybe he learned. You know, and then
Well, he's stayed out of the. Well, for the most part, he's had some blow-ups over the whole COVID thing, and
yeah, and rightfully
and stuff
so,
like
because
that,
if COVID, if this thing about COVID was real, and you know, and you know, it doesn't matter what. It's just the CDC says certain things, then you got to abide by certain rules.
Right.
And he was just like, "Hey, man, these are the rules that were given to us. We're able and we're allowed to make these movies
That's right.
under these conditions. And if you don't follow these conditions, then we're going to have to be shut down."
And
he
this
says,
is a
I'm the one funding this fucking movie.
yeah, and to the tune of $200 million.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I mean, quit fucking around, guys. I mean, if
Right.
we're gonna do this, let's do it under. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
yeah,
And so that to me, that was kind of like, all right, well, you know, I disagree with a lot of this stuff, but you know what? That's straight up shit there, and hats off to him. And I support him for that.
yeah.
You
I
know?
did too. It's that's showing leadership and showing professionalism. I was
A
with
lot of
him.
people had
I was with him on that.
A lot of
explosion.
people had a problem with him because he's mean. That was
whatever.
mean.
Whatever.
I think it's the wussification of the world right now.
Yeah, snowflakeism.
Yeah. So he's
Well,
mean to
I can
me.
understand him having a little man syndrome because he is a very petite person.
Yeah, he's 4'4".
Yeah, come on, buddy, get in my pocket.
How are we gonna make him look bigger?
Just jostle his hair.
He's in platforms.
What's amazing is he is not a
He
tall
has a
dude.
20-inch toilet.
His feet dangle.
He's a little grappling hook.
Yeah.
Hey,
So-
buddy.
I mean, he's not a tall dude, but they have no issues.
He's gonna star in Elves too.
I mean, in all the great movies he's been in, they don't. It's a non-issue.
What is he like? 5'7", 5'8"?
I don't know. We have to look it up.
Okay, Google. How tall is Tom Cruise?
5'7", 5'8".
What were we looking up that one time that said that's the same height as the that politician?
Oh, yeah.
Oh
What
yeah.
was that?
It was
Same height as
the guy that Trump he pulled himself out of an investigation. He recused himself.
John Durham.
No, it was the guy. He was the department.
Oh, he was the senator. He was the secretary. Oh no, he was the attorney general.
yeah,
Pete,
and
Pete Sessions.
Yeah, Pete Sessions. He recused himself. But it just said, you know, how tall is this guy? He says he's 5'7".
no, it was an actress.
Yeah,
He's the
how
same
tall
height
is
as
this?
Carol Burnett or something like that.
Yeah,
Oh, the
it
same
was
height as Pete Sessions.
5'4", same height as Pete Sessions. I was
Yeah,
like,
just
what
like,
is a
why?
total shot?
Why?
That was a total. We laughed and laughed and laughed on that
Why?
one.
It's
Yeah,
just
he's
like,
So
five.
mean. All right, so how tall is?
he's 5'7".
Tom Cruise is 5'7".
Okay, that's not horrendous. Is it?
Well, I mean,
I think it's
guess not.
average.
I mean,
It's average. It's not like he's Spud Webb.
how tall is Spud Webb? I thought Spud Webb was
like-
5'6", 5'7".
Oh, well then he's not Muggsy Bogues.
He's not Joe Pesci.
How tall is Joe Pesci?
He's not Emilio Estevez.
How?
He's not Gary Coleman. I mean, what's up?
I'm just gonna keep going until it's smaller and smaller and smaller. He's not the guy on Wizard of Oz.
He's not.
He's not Webster.
It's not Time Bandits. He's been married 3 times.
Katie Holmes.
He's
is
not
one of
Mini
them.
Me. All right, all
He's
right.
really small,
How tall is Mini Me?
like a foot.
3 foot, 3'2".
No,
He
that's-
died.
Did
Mini
he?
died, I think.
They
I
don't
don't
live
think
very
so.
long. I
I don't think he did.
Do they live long? Little people.
He's from Arlington, Texas, I believe. I don't know.
I don't know either.
All right, so Top Gun
But
2
you know
is
that
coming
really
out.
famous one that's in
It's called Maverick.
Game of Thrones.
It's supposed to be coming out in 2022.
He's
Action
actually taller than-
adventure.
Is he?
A lot.
Pete Maverick Mitchell keeps pushing the envelope after years of services as one of the Navy's top aviators. He must soon confront the past while training on a new squad of graduates of a dangerous mission that demands the ultimate sacrifice. Take the blue pill.
His death.
Yeah, well, I suppose he's going to pass. See if there's a little Top Gun trailer up there, Mr. Producer.
Well, it's. I think the music is part of it. You just hear that dung dung, and you know what it is.
Yeah. You know, and you know what that is?
What is Dong
Extremely
Dong?
iconic. No, this isn't like the police episode. Dong dong.
Dong
It's
Dong.
It's the
dun,
theme.
dun, 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 na, 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 na.
That.
No,
What?
that's nothing.
You shut your face.
That right there.
Right there.
That was an iconic sound from Top Gun.
It's the
Yes.
start of that song.
I've never heard that.
30 plus years of service. Combat medals, citations. Only man to shoot down 3 enemy planes in the last 40 years.
He's like flying
Yet you
5
can't
feet
get a
off the ground.
promotion.
Is that Kylo
You
Ren?
retire. Despite your best efforts, you refuse to die.
That's interesting. Straight off the tarmac. Straight up.
That dong.
Doing Mach 3.
Dong.
Bong.
You should be at least a 2-star admiral by now. Yet here you are.
Writing checks your body can't cash.
Why is that?
It's one of life's mysteries, sir.
That's crazy. I wonder if he was actually sitting in that
He's
cockpit.
absolutely.
He was. He
Yeah,
was.
he does a lot of his own stunts and stuff.
You can tell it's a spray-on tan.
I think the music has a lot to do with it, man. It's very
Oh, they can do karaoke on
atmospheric.
this one.
I wonder if Goose makes a comeback.
Yeah,
As a
why would
ghost?
why Goose died?
Well, they were doing he was doing one of the tests, and they ejected out of the plane because something went wrong. He flew into someone's
Yeah,
jet stream.
well, he broke
or
his neck.
jet.
No, he
He hit the
Broke
top of
his
the
neck.
canopy.
The plane flew into someone's, what do they call that, jet wave or jet something? Or it's like when you fly in
Jet
someone's
stream.
stream.
jet stream.
No, it's not. It's something else, but whatever. They lost control of the plane because it's basically suffocated the intake, and so they're spinning and they ejected, and he broke his neck on the back of the canopy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's going to what's going to happen is Goose is going to show up, and he's going to be like one of the
but-
ghosts from like Star Wars. It's
Was
going to be
was
like
it Gooseneck?
it'll be like Obi-Wan. He'd be like, Tom, use the Force.
But his
Let it
name's not-
guide your
Name's not
actions.
Tom.
Maverick.
Bruce.
Did you wipe today?
Is it Bruce?
Bruce.
Bruce Maverick. I have no idea what his name is.
What's his real name in the show? Not his real name, but his
Lieutenant Pete Maverick.
call sign.
His call sign's Maverick.
Yeah, it's Lieutenant Pete.
I don't know.
It's Pete something.
It's
It's just Maverick.
It's
It's
Lieutenant Pete.
Lieutenant Pete Maverick something.
Yeah, there it is. There
Pete
it- oh,
Mitchell.
Goose? No.
Mitchell.
No, Val Kilmer
Pete
didn't
Maverick
die.
Mitchell.
Goose died. That wasn't Val Kilmer.
We know that.
We know that.
Well,
The
I was the
Iceman's-
one saying, how can they bring him back? He died.
No, Goose.
I got
died.
confused. Yeah.
Yeah, the one Meg Ryan was married to.
I know. I got
Oh, yeah.
confused. Sorry, my bad.
Meg
Oh,
Ryan.
that happens.
Yeah.
Well, they're not. Are they asking back
No.
Charlie McGillis?
No, they didn't. She was really upset about it.
Was she really?
Yeah.
Pounding down freaking bear claws?
Yeah,
I don't think she looks. the
Tom
same
Cruise is
anymore.
aged better than her. I hate to say.
Well,
Tom Cruise looks better than her.
no, he's aged
better.
Well, in all fairness, I mean, you know, it's all about opportunity. I mean, Tom Cruise got shitloads of money. You know, I
Right.
don't know how Charlie
Yeah,
McGillis, Kelly McGillis is. She's barely making it. Probably,
I don't know.
she probably doesn't have time to go to LA Fitness.
Apparently.
I don't know. To me, it seems like if you're an actor, or an actress, that your body is part of the whole program. So you got to take care of that thing, and
Yeah.
you know, because that's what it's all about. It's charisma. That's what most of it's about. Is the way you look.
I say we buy flight suits and pose like that.
Oh, I would love to, especially with the knee hiked up that high.
Look at my
Oh,
bulge.
I don't think they make any big enough for us. Maybe Ghostbusters fly suits.
Yeah, no kidding. It'd be really tight.
Dressed up like Dan Aykroyd and who are the other dudes on Ghostbusters?
I'm
Yeah,
telling
I'm
you.
looking forward to that. I'm
Uh.
also looking forward to what was the one that's coming out in December? Because Brandon wants to go
Bill
see it.
Murray.
The new Spider-Man, I think.
Oh,
I can't
It
get
looks
into
good.
any of those now. I can't.
what is going on with that?
I don't know. I'm just so sick of it. All the different.
because of the
They inundated with Marvel comics and DC comics. They just inundated one after another, and I'm like,
It's kind of like Star Wars.
Well, maybe.
No, I
Maybe
don't think
someday
so.
I'll get back into it,
think
but I have no interest.
Marvel has man, I don't know.
I did really enjoy Ant-Man and Wasp Lady.
How about Endgame?
She was in Lost.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one a lot because I like Paul
So
Rudd.
the whole
Rudd.
thing was about the Infinity Stones. I mean, really, if you think about it, the whole Marvel game was about the Infinity Stones and up to the end game. I
Right.
mean that because they talk about the Infinity Stones and all the way up to the end game. Then and now what is it? Iron Man is dead, and it what?
Spoiler
Yeah,
alert.
he ruined
Really?
everything.
Fucking movie came out 10 years ago.
Yeah, but I haven't seen it.
You know, take turns kissing my butt. All right, whatever. Sorry. No, Iron Man's not alive. Okay, get over it.
And Captain America.
And Captain America.
Now, didn't they all
He-
die in that Civil War?
No.
They killed each other or something stupid.
You
I'm
know,
like, why are they all fighting each other? It's so
that was stupid too. I didn't want. You know what? I agree with on some of that, but you're talking from a political standpoint.
No,
you know, just all
I'm
the
talking from
stupid,
it's just stupid.
Yeah.
I think there's just too much of it.
Right. It's just stupid.
They jam packed a lot of Marvel in a very short period of time. I think they had a master plan, and I think part of that plan to push out all those movies was what is his name? Lee, the guy
Majors.
No, the guy that made the
Yeah.
Marvel. What's his name?
He even does cameos in all the
Stan
movies.
Lee.
Yeah, Stan Lee. I
Well,
mean,
he's
they're
dead now.
Well, I know, but I'm thinking there was a plan to try to produce as many of these movies and get them out before he died.
Right.
You
Could
know,
be.
because they jam packed a bunch. You know, I remember. Do you remember when the not the first Hulk, but one of the Hulks that came out right before Marvel started getting big? That was horrible.
Ang Lee made that.
Ah, it was horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, there are 2 Hulk movies that sucked.
Yeah. Anyway, I just got turned off by the onslaught. So maybe I need to go back and just watch them.
Well, what's gonna be interesting is this new phase. They're getting into this multiverse, which confuses the hell out of the whole story, right? Because what they're doing is saying there's different universes that are happening at one time, right? So there's different storylines where
Right.
they can change things up. So, like the Spider-Man, I think all the other Spider-Men are in it. Like, who was the first one? Tobey Maguire.
Mhm.
He's in it, and the next one's in it, and now
And James Franco.
I think, and they brought back the Goblin. You know, from all the old movies are in this new one because of all these universes that are kind of converging on itself.
Oh, he's awesome. What's his name?
William Dafoe.
Yes, Willem Dafoe.
Yeah. He's strange looking, but he's good. He's in Platoon. Anyway, I'm looking forward to that, and we'll probably take Brandon and go see that. I told him, I was like, no, only for your birthday you see Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, because his entire life a Star Wars movie came out almost every Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
and his birthday is in December, so we'd always go see either a Lord of the Rings movie or no, actually not Lord of the Rings since he was too young, but it would be Star Wars movies or Harry Potter.
Right.
Well, they usually have a lot of blockbuster movies coming out during Christmas time.
I don't know
Yeah.
what to think anymore with the whole movie theaters. Are they going to make it now that with all the streaming and they first release out on?
I think so because I
HBO?
think people
Yeah.
still
they
want
gonna
to get
make
out. I still think people want to get out of their house.
I don't disagree. I'm just not sure financially if they're going to make it.
I think you'll see a reduction in theaters.
I think the footprints are going to become smaller.
Correct.
And I think with that, and that's only good news because that's going to make ticket prices skyrocket because everyone wants to go sit in the theaters. The options to do the 3D, and the
I'll pass on 3D.
I don't want.
Yeah,
I
agreed.
hate 3D.
Yeah.
you know what, some people like it. I don't personally, but some people do.
I'll
Some of
pass.
the
And why would? And that's it's a horrible idea to charge out the ass because it's even more of a reason to stay at home and watch streaming movies.
But you know
Right.
what? Sometimes, look, the 3D experience is very cool, excluding the fact that the opticals that you wear are very uncomfortable.
Right.
and you have to be
I mean, I,
Well,
looking
the-
at the
the-
screen from a certain perspective
Well,
to
the-
be able to see it.
I mean,
Well, the
I like
fidelity's
going to
not
the
as
movie.
high, I don't think.
Well, but I like going to the movie theater and not 3D.
Oh yeah, just,
I mean, I
bring in
think
a
we
bottle
all
of
still
bourbon
enjoy
and-
that. I mean, you're immersed, right? I
Oh,
mean, it doesn't
yeah.
matter what your media room's like. You know, not yours, but anybody's media room. It's not like a movie theater. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's different.
Mine is.
You're totally immersed, exactly like a movie theater.
Exactly, except it's more comfortable.
Oh my God!
Oh, well, it's a podcast room now, though.
I
Well, it is.
disagree.
But, you know, I have a 110-inch screen.
I don't care. Not the same.
I got big subwoofer surround sound.
no, not the same.
Shakes the walls. Everyone complains when I watch a movie in here.
No, I don't believe it.
Well, you don't get the
Bitch.
popcorn.
Yeah, I can.
Not like that.
Yeah, I
No,
can.
not
No.
like that.
You don't get you get a large, and then you get the free large one after that.
I can eat as much popcorn as I want here.
Yeah,
No.
but not
Well,
And
the
I
same.
can pause the movie and go shit.
It's just not the same
And
if
get
you're
a
not
beer.
spending $500.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's
This
not
is
the same.
true. This is true. No, I enjoy going to the movie theater. You're right; it's a different experience. But I think the number of theaters are going to go down
Yeah,
because you're going to have these that were barely making it before. They have how many AMC's are out there, right, across the state and across just Dallas area. Some of those are going to close,
Yeah.
and just like Cinemark.
Tinseltown.
Yeah,
I think a lot of some of the movie theaters are kind of cool. Like I'm glad that some of the movie theaters are starting to bring in food and beverage.
food. Yeah,
You know, I'm talking about like the people that actually bring like the alcohol and stuff to your seat. It is a little overpriced, and I think, but I think once they downsize the theaters a little bit more, that'll correct itself. But one thing that's definitely going away are the dollar theaters.
yeah. I don't know if those exist anymore. Because I
There's
know
no
we used to,
reason.
we used to go to the Dollar Flick with the boys, and I remember when we were doing that years ago. It went to $1.50.
Wow. Well, the dollar theaters now is basically Netflix. So
Yeah.
I mean that's gone. God, man, I tell you what, man. I remember in the late '80s they had dollar theaters, and we used to go to a place called Montwood Theater in El Taco, Texas.
Oh, wow.
And, and man, it was man. I'll tell you, it's a dollar.
Right.
Fuck it, it's a dollar. You
Right.
show up. There's 5 or 6 movies. Pick one. It's a dollar.
Right.
Get over it. You know, and we're just like all the cliche things. You know, we do as parents. We go to those movies and we stop by the candy store, so you don't have to spend $2,000
yeah.
on candy there. But as a teenager, without my parents, we'd go to the dollar movie and we would buy our own candy and sneak it in there. And
Right.
man, it was a blast.
It's great.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh, it's great.
It's part of life's wonderful things, man. And back then, I wasn't into like, I didn't really turn stupid until I turned after 20. I think as far as being
That's-
like super stupid as a obnoxious juvenile delinquent.
Yeah, so it was back when life was good. You were.
It was
A good-
respectable.
a good
we went
child.
to the theater and we did what we were supposed to do, and we went home, and it was cool. It was, and I mean, God, this is retarded. Land Before Time, dinosaur movie, right?
Yeah, the
Oh,
cartoon.
yeah.
That was good. It's a good
I
movie.
saw that at a dollar movie.
Of course. Why wouldn't you? I love watching animated movies in the theater.
Man, that was like, it was so cheesy.
Oh,
And-
totally.
but back then, I mean, you didn't know any better back then.
You were 20 when you watched that?
No. No, I was like 17, 16, 17, 17, 18, I think.
Yeah, that's when he got hit in the head with a rock.
Did you go with a chick?
And then he started watching these movies.
I went and saw it like 5 times. So
Nice.
it's El Paso. There's not a whole lot going on,
Well,
you know?
there you go. That explains it right there.
I mean, really, there wasn't. I didn't really, and I'm a military brat, so I didn't have a whole
Did you
lot
cry
of,
at the sad part?
was there a sad part?
Oh,
There's
yeah.
always a sad part. I'm sure some dinosaur mom died or
Yeah, the mom died, the
Oh,
dad
yeah,
died,
Yeah, somebody died.
everybody died.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Sabertooth got them and ripped their neck out.
There's other,
whoa.
how
I don't remember being so
how
violent.
about other movies out there that were cartoons that were cool? Or at least they were cool back then.
Well, I know a big one that I used to enjoy, and again, I was probably 10, 11, 12, going by myself with my buddy, was Fantasia.
I don't think I ever saw that.
I
It's a
loved
musical,
it.
right?
It would come out. Yeah, it was older. It came out in the 70s, I think. And so when I was 10 or 11 in 1980, It'd come around like once a year or something like that,
Okay.
and we'd go every year and watch it. It had it's all classical music, and but they
the
had
hippopotamuses with their
yeah
little.
doing the Nutcracker dance
I
and
never saw that.
dinosaurs and yeah, it was good.
You missed out.
I think I did.
Yeah. It's good, and I enjoyed it. Again, I liked the music. Even back then, I liked the classical music. And
But
I
back
love
then,
classical
it
music.
was it's just the theater experience.
Right.
yeah.
You know, then you have like I'm trying to think even before Lion King, because Lion King was good, but they had what are some blockbuster cartoons from the
Heavy metal.
late eight? Did that? Hey, look, that heavy metal was I watched that thing a bunch of times. Have you ever seen heavy metal?
Yes, I did see that one.
You know, and it,
Scantily clad.
very, you know, I mean, they had boobies in there, but that's nothing nowadays. But it's more. Well, I'll tell you what, the 15-minute segment where she's taking off her clothes in cartoon was kind of like, ooh, that's
Yeah. It was as good as the real thing.
Rewind.
Yeah.
It takes 12 minutes to rewind a
Right.
15-minute section.
Oh, he must be on, and you can hear it everywhere in the house. You can hear the TV. You hear that. You can't hear anything, but you can hear that fucking VHS player rewinding.
The disengaging. Cartoons. Cartoons.
It
back
was so.
Sound like the Death Star warming up a freaking launch.
It sounded like a full on factory.
I can't think of a lot of animated movies that I saw outside of this, because Disney wasn't big yet as far as releasing all those
Yeah.
movies.
Oh, and then we started having kids, I guess, and then the cartoons. Look, I'm immature.
I loved them.
I love the cartoons.
I saw
mean,
Little Mermaid. Loved
Little
it.
Mermaid was fantastic.
I took a date to Little Mermaid.
All right, well, walk us through that.
I mean, it's great.
Did you guys
Did you
like?
sit in the back row?
Did you mag out?
I mean, it was the part where it's
Did you scrog?
kiss the girl.
Oh
No, later. No, I don't know the words.
So as soon as that song broke in your sight, you just looked there and went, "Hey."
Were you
Oh,
wearing
yeah.
your
I stuck my tongue in her ear, and
Were
she
you
was like,
wearing your-
stop
your
it."
movie theater polyester pants?
Oh, no, that was way before that.
Oh.
No,
Oh
after
my
that.
gosh!
I think it was after that. When did that come out? I don't know. Little
Oh
Mermaid.
my gosh! Hold on, there's more. So there was something with an alligator and a treasure, and
That's called
the eye, and
those little redhead girl who went to the swamp.
yes, What
The
was
Right?
that?
Rescuers.
The Rescuers. That's right.
That was a great
RSCUE,
movie.
Rescue Aid Society.
Yes.
I have no idea where that came from.
Yes, you're right.
And it was Bob Newhart and
It's The Rescuers. That was a
Bianca.
fantastic movie. I
Bianca.
love that movie.
That was a good one.
Bianca.
Yeah, Bianca.
Yeah,
And they were flying on the back of that thing.
on the
And
seagull.
that was
On the retarded seagull.
yeah, the actors back then, and she had such evil eyes. I that stuff like that.
Oh, that was a
You know,
great
and the
show.
thing about the cartoons back then, and the thing about the cinema of the whole thing and the experience is that now everything is diluted. When I say diluted, I'm talking about there are so many cartoons out there now. Back
Yeah.
then, there weren't any. So it's kind of like a TV show when you have the animation of the special that goes and scrolls across the screen, and it's got the animation and the sound that you can hear from 10 miles away.
Right.
And your ears perk up. Oh my God, something cool is about to happen. I don't know what it is. I'm going home right now. You know,
Yeah, no, you used to say you would hear the little, and that would make you scamper over
oh my
to the
God,
TV.
it's just like because you knew
I don't
when
remember that, but
when that thing happened, you knew it had
Something-
to do with
yeah.
kids. It was a kids program, and
Right.
it was all about me at that
it was like
moment.
a jingle on the TV.
Yeah, exactly.
And you would scamper over there and be like,
these
"Oh,
movies
what's
that
coming
came
on?"
out, there weren't like 15 movies that came out in a year.
Right,
There was only like one,
right.
maybe
Yeah.
two,
Yeah.
at tops.
Yep.
And the opportunity for you actually to go to the movies were like none. That's where you actually had to go outside and play.
Right.
What did you do? I carved a block.
Well,
Made myself a tongue depressor.
we used to go into the woods and make camps I remember one time we were making, because we had woods behind my house,
Right.
big woods, and we'd go out there and we'd just go out there for hours and hours, and we'd find a section and we'd start chopping down little limbs and trees and trying to build these forts and stuff. And I remember
Yeah.
one time we decided, let's dig a hole camp. So we dug down probably 6 feet into the ground
Oh my God.
and worked on it for days. And then we were done. It was just a big mud pit. We were sitting there going, yeah, this sucks.
This isn't what we
Because
thought.
I'm sitting in basically mud,
Right.
right? I'm in this huge hole. It took us days to make. And we finally were just like,
It was
yeah, this-
anticlimactic.
yeah, it was such a letdown. And we worked so hard on that. But it was a fail. But yeah, we'd do that. We'd spend that because there was a creek back there, and we'd climb into the sewer because the sewer.
This is the part that scares the hell
That
out
is
of
a
me. man.
horrible idea.
Yeah, well, when you're 12, it didn't matter. But
That's what our boys did.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
Our boys went in the sewer. Producer, did you go down the sewer? Are you lying? All right, but our boys did. Emily. So
course.
they started off on Creekmere over there by the pond,
Yes.
and traveled all the way to the other side of Rollator,
underground.
underground
Oh, no.
Yeah.
on my boat. Is that true? Was it my
No,
floating
it
inflatable?
was no. That I don't. They did. I don't know if they did that. They had a creek.
They didn't invite you.
I think that was. You know, I don't know. I can't answer that correctly. Where they.
Where else did they get a boat? Yeah, they do.
Well, it was on your raft,
Yeah.
but I don't know if they went up there and made it all the way through there because it'd be pitch black in there. You couldn't see anything, and I know that the thing I did was a little regular old, the sewage pipes, the big cement sewage pipes
Yeah.
that are probably only 3 feet tall,
Right.
and I used to crawl through that. It was probably I don't know 200 yards, and we'd crawl through this, and you'd see little side pipes coming out, and pitch black in there. So you'd have a little flashlight, someone in front of you, someone in back, and friends, and there's rainwater washing down,
alligator,
and all kinds of just shit growing and stuff
Tyrannosaurus
like
Rex,
that. And you finally get to the part where you could stand up.
Architeuthis.
Yeah, an Architeuthis in there.
Yeah.
And you'd stand up and you're
Yeah,
underneath the
beak bite.
street. And you could see the manhole up there. And then you'd see other shit. And then we couldn't go any further because the pipes were smaller. But we could get there and there's like a little room. And you could stand there and,
Be like, cool.
yeah, cool. And
We're
let's
in
go
a
back.
we're in a major junction.
Yeah, it was a major junction is what it was. And it was underneath the street, probably, I don't know, 30 feet under the street. And you could look up, like I said, you could see the manhole cover.
Yeah, and there's a ladder.
Gosh, I don't remember.
You probably could have climbed up
We
there.
probably
but
could
you
have.
knew better.
There's all kinds of I'm going to use the word community, but that's not what I mean. There's like they
Underground cities.
well, I don't know, like utility rooms that they have down in there.
Yeah.
So if you're down there and you got maybe a room you can open up and it may have some power in there and some certain set of tools that you can use on the stuff down there. That stuff's crazy.
Like
You
a
know.
subterranean species.
Well, you see these movies all the time. Like, New York.
Well,
you've
New York
got-
has that. This would where I did it didn't have that.
large cities have you can go further down than you can go within the tallest buildings. I mean, some of the stuff going on in the under the bowels of New York is crazy. You know how they got booze from one side to the other, escaping the police. They've got like subway pipes, tunnels that are completely abandoned.
Yeah.
That have that's probably surreal when you go down there. It's
That
probably
would
in
be
mint
That would
condition.
be so cool.
Yeah, well, I imagine there are a lot of folks that are probably doing that right now, going down there having a blast. They found some secret way in, and because they're there.
Ruining it and making graffiti and leaving trash and
Yeah,
shit piles.
Yeah, maybe, but maybe
and
not.
and shooting up and leaving their needles everywhere.
I would like
Probably.
I would like to think the opposite. I'd like to say they're just going down there.
having
yeah.
some fun.
Yeah, just kind of like just taking
Yeah.
in the
Drinking some
eclectic.
Dickel 13.
Can't believe we drank the whole damn bottle.
Yeah, I do. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the big movies that really started pounding out that were kind of funny was like the Toy Story ones. You know,
Oh, those are
Toy
great.
well,
All
Disney,
four of them.
The Disney ones,
The
the Disney
Pixar.
period,
The
you know,
Pixar ones.
like Bugs Life. You
Good
know,
one.
Oh, I
that-
watched the shit out of that.
Bugs Life was fantastic. You know, and it's just like
Pixar really, they set a bar with their movies.
well, the computer animation was
Well, it's the story as
was,
well.
was
Yeah.
different. You know, when computer animation came along, it really made things. I mean, it was a very complicated process, but once
Right.
you figured it out,
Have
Yeah.
you watched the first Toy Story in a while? Have you gone back to it and went, wow, that's not as good as I remember?
No,
No.
As far as quality.
really,
Or
it
what-
wasn't good.
No, I don't know. I haven't seen it in
Oh.
probably 15 years. But I
Oh
don't
no,
know.
I wouldn't think you would have that. I mean,
You know what I did
I
watch?
don't think you
I
would
watched
feel it.
the Invincible. Oh my God! what
Oh,
are
those are the Incredibles.
the Incredibles.
1 and 2.
I watched Incredibles 1 and 2
They're great.
Saturday.
They're
No.
great.
I guess it was Saturday or Sunday.
They're one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
The Incredibles.
Samuel
well, then don't
Jackson.
forget Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc. was fantastic.
That was Pixar too.
Okay, look, we got to turn around and look at the producer because we got to encourage him to speak on the microphone. He's trying to say something. He doesn't say shit. What are you saying over there?
Yeah, what were you trying to say something?
Well, he needs to
I was
talk.
gonna say you watched the movie Sunday.
Oh, was it Sunday?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I was saying.
Oh, all right. Well,
So you watched Incredibles 1
my
and 2
point
back to
is,
back?
I would encourage you to speak more during the podcast.
Sure.
I watched the latest Terminator movie,
The latest one.
Dark
The latest
Horizons
one?
or whatever.
I
yeah.
want to go back and watch the second one, where he was a molten metal.
That's the third one.
That's the second
No,
one.
it's the second
That's
one.
the second one.
Second one it was like some.
I think the first one's really good. One of my favorite movies. The second one's really good.
Really good. That's one of those rare situations where
yeah.
the sequel may be better than the first one.
Yeah, it's
That's
good.
when he becomes molten metal.
Yeah, you shoot him, he makes a hole, and he's like, so.
Yes.
Closes back up.
Yes.
Well, that's kind of
Yes.
how what this last one was like, except he was black metal-ish type liquid
I
stuff.
never even saw the last
But
one.
he could break into two. So you had the internal robot part that could
What?
extricate itself. So you have this guy, and then you still have the liquid part over here, and so you're fighting two people.
Oh, so he's the exoshell and.
Well, he
the
looked like a
inner
human.
shell.
Did you
right?
ever watch it? I mean, which one are we talking
don't
about?
recall
Terminator
seeing
what?
it. Is it Terminator 3?
It's like 5 or something like that.
Huh.
Came out in 2019.
Interesting.
Terminator.
I haven't seen. Well, I couldn't tell you how many Terminators there are. I think there's 4.
No, there's more than that. Terminator Dark Fate is what it's called.
Dark Fate. All right, here we
Sounds
go.
like a
There's
porno.
Terminator, Terminator 2, Terminator 3, Rise of the something, Rise of the
Which
Machines.
was terrible. Had Claire Danes in that one.
Okay, and then Terminator Salvation was horrible. I never saw the last 2.
The last one was it's more the same. You know, the
I mean, the spirit of the movie
bad
was.
yeah, it's the same. It's the same story essentially. They
Right.
just keep
But,
But
they
it's
had
Linda
that chip.
Hamilton.
she's in it. What is weird is it's two timelines that kind of mesh because Linda Hamilton's kind of stopped because she stopped it, that future from happening
Yes. From the original movie.
from the original movie. So that future was stopped, but the Terminators kept coming back, like, and they finally found her son and killed her son, but that future never. So it didn't. The
It didn't
whole
make
time
sense.
thing didn't make sense to me.
Okay.
But then there's a whole nother timeline, whole nother future that happened that's starting to send things back to go
so
after
like it
someone
never
else.
ends. It just
Yeah.
keeps
So
were they,
coming.
were
like
they
Skynet-
irrelevant timelines?
Well, they're into like today, right? Today's timeline is what they're in. And Linda Hamilton's future never happened.
Right.
Apparently, she stopped it. But so Skynet never happened. None of that stuff happened. But some other program was launched and took over,
Right.
and the same thing happened. They started sending people back to kill the
Gotcha,
whatever. Right? So
gotcha.
it's a different person. But Linda Hamilton's like, yeah, they did the same thing to me. kind of a thing. So.
Right.
Well, who
know,
was
so-
the?
They did the same thing to
So
me.
the guy
That's
that
basically
made
what
the
it is.
chip.
This happened to me.
But
Right,
there was
right,
a,
right.
It's happening to you.
There was a doctor or a scientist, and he made the chip that had the technology of the Terminator.
That was in the second one.
That was in the second one, and he had it like in some sort of wall or something like that, and just kind
No,
of.
that's the first one.
No. That's the second one.
I thought it was.
That's
first
where
one.
that's where Arnold Schwarzenegger is the good guy.
Oh,
And remember,
yeah.
he cuts his arm off, shows him his hand.
Yes, that's right. That's
It-
right.
So
And so what's interesting is the only reason why they got the technology to build
Skynet was from the
Skynet
first one.
is because his arm was left behind.
Correct. His arm and that part of a chip. Because you remember she smashed him in that industrial smasher, right?
Right.
So his arm was left, and they got some chips. So he built Skynet off of that.
that technology.
So they went back to try to stop him from doing it.
Right. Right. Yeah, so
But
good.
the whole time travel thing intrigues me because I like you can
Oh,
always
yeah.
find holes in it. You're like,
I know,
oh,
those
that
are
doesn't make
always
sense
great.
to me.
Those are always great because
know.
then you do all this like, well, you know, would they even be alive if they died back then? Would they even be alive to come back and all this kind of stuff? What was the one movie?
They're frustrating for me.
Are they frustrated?
They are because I'm thinking you're an idiot.
Well, one of the
Why don't you just do this? Stop what you're doing and shoot your son. Just get it over with.
just tell your future self to bury a gun right next to where you are so that you can uncover it, pick it up, and shoot that guy.
That's
Right.
right.
Just tell your future guy to bury a gun there. What's
Yeah.
the movie? Is it called? It might be called Shooter. Where
Looper.
Looper. That's an intense one because every single time something happens in the past, new scars appear.
Oh yeah.
That was creepy.
Yeah.
And do you remember the scene where they're cutting pieces of his body off?
I don't remember
And
that.
he's sitting there walking, and it's like, whoom, his arm disappears. And then whoom, his leg disappears, and he falls to the ground. And then whoom, another leg disappears because in the past,
This other past.
in this other past, they're torturing him
Right.
and cutting pieces of his body off. So in current, it like immediately changes present day, and like scars appear. And
I'm gonna have to watch that again. I only watched it once.
but what's crazy about all these time travel things is suddenly now they don't have. It doesn't fill the memories.
Right.
It just does the physical stuff, but it doesn't fill the memories of having been alive through a completely changed history.
Right.
That's the part that gives you a headache and
But that history,
and
but
frustrates you.
but if his body lived through that history, wouldn't his mind
Of course
have
it
also
would.
lived through that
Of
history?
course it would. And that's the part that's
Yeah, it drives Julie nuts because I'm like, I do that. If this happened, I do the same thing with her. And she's like, "Shut up, Jeff.
right.
Shut up."
Yeah, because you try to rationalize it.
Yeah.
You do. And you're
Yeah.
like, well, wouldn't he already know that something like and it can drive you crazy. It really can. But those are great. I love time travel movies. Did you ever see Time Cop?
Yes, with
Van Damme.
Van Damme.
It's a great
Claude.
movie.
Yeah, it's good. It's his best, I think.
And that's the girl from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, by
It
the way.
is.
And she is so
She was also in
good.
what the hell was she in that fantasy movie with Tom Cruise?
Oh.
Legend. She was also in Legend.
Not Labyrinth? Legend.
Labyrinth? No, that was with David Bowie,
Yeah, you're right.
the Bowie knife.
Mia
Legend.
Sara.
Yeah,
she
Mia
was
Sara.
so pretty.
She was in Legend as well.
Yeah, she didn't make a lot of movies though. She wasn't like a huge A-lister. I wonder if she's one of those that like said, "No, I'm not gonna."
Yeah, I'll pass.
Sorry, Weinstein, I'm not gonna sleep with you, and it ruined her career.
Well, maybe the principal on Ferris Bueller's Day Off ruined it for her.
He went to jail.
He's a pedo.
Total pedo.
Yeah.
The principal.
Well, hold on. Yes, he is. I do not want to.
Hold on.
Yeah,
We're not
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
do that.
No,
No,
but
defend him, Sean. Go
no,
ahead.
but I mean,
Defend his
wasn't
actions.
it wasn't like kids. I mean, these were like, was it? I want to
boy.
say he was like 17 years old. That looked like they were older. Is that
Were they boys?
you
Were
know
they
what? I
men?
forget.
I don't know.
I don't know
Well,
either.
you know what? Here's the
He
thing.
got in trouble for it, is all I know.
I don't
we
know
talked
either.
about this in one of the prior ones, and then we started looking at what the conviction was.
Oh, the way the
And-
discussion was like, well, is that okay?
You know? And of course it's not.
I mean, he's
because
14. He's consensual. Wow. Okay. Anyway, if you haven't seen... 12 Monkeys is another good one, too. Oh,
I
look
like
at that.
12 Monkeys.
Oh, 12 Monkeys is a great movie. Oh, we're getting the kill signal. There's a lot of good...
Source Code is really good, too.
I'm not sure I've seen that one.
That's the one where he's on a train and he keeps going through it to solve a mystery. And it turns out that he actually did get blown up.
Yes, I did see it.
Basically, he's like a brain and like half a face.
The nostalgia of being a dude like us.
And they keep trying to reboot him.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you
No,
guys for
I saw
showing
that.
up
That's a
for
great one.
the second half of our
yeah.
Rebel Yell.
Yeah,
it's
I got
a
it.
salute to the Distillers Collection, the bourbon whiskey Rebel, handpicked from extraordinary barrels.
It's good. Not my favorite. But,
not to end
it's
on a
good.
sour note, but I drank it all, and I had a big gulp at the end. All the way to the end, didn't like it. All the way to the end. Not my favorite at all.
Thank you for sharing.
I guess Sean and
I
I will
enjoyed
be
it.
drinking it.
Yeah, how about
You
that?
can have the High West.
Oh, thanks.
All right, well, God bless. You know what? It's September, and
Still hot as balls.
yeah, busy times coming up. Football season's popping up around the corner.
Next weekend.
Next weekend, we're going to be able to talk about the first round of fantasy football and the first round of NFL.
Yeah.
Suck it.
It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it.
All
This
right.
is Sean.
I'm Paul.
This is Jeff.
See ya.
And we are dudes like us.